Hi, in this video we're going to learn how is that we can create landing pages and thank you pages for webinar, for example. And even if you're, let's say, if you want to create a lead magnet, basically if you want to give them something for free, a PDF or a book or a free report or something like that, you can apply the same process. So because we are taking the example of webinar, so I'll be doing things accordingly, but then it can be applied in any other case as well. So after you are inside your get response, click onto the top left, you would see landing page as an option. Click on that, and when you do that, you would see the screen create landing page. Click on that, and then you have two options. Build from scratch is basically you develop everything from zero, or you can basically, there are many good looking templates which you can utilize. So for the example's sake, let's start from build from scratch, and let's take this template, the first one, and let's name it as webinar 26 September. Okay, so one thing I forgot to do was we would be needing a thank you page as well, because it's a webinar, right? So we shouldn't be going to build from scratch. We will have to go to sign up and registration page. So sign up and registration page is basically, if I want two pages, one is basically for registering and the another one is for thank you page. So because it's webinar, and let's say let's say you're giving a free report, for example, so after they enter their name and email ID, we want to have a thank you page which would raise something like, thank you for registering, here's your thing. So we'll be clicking on sign up and registration. For the example's sake, let's take this template, let's name it as webinar 26 September. So as you can see on the top left, it says variant A and thank you page, which means there are two pages in here. So one idea is this has already been done. So if you sort of like this template, you can just put the right information, as in you can just click here and click on it, replace, and you can just put any image you want to. You can just type in here and you can change the headline, and this is where the people would be, you can pay, they can put the information. It is as simple as just clicking here and changing the information. So in case if you like any template, you can do that. If you wanted to add things by yourself, so for example, let's imagine that there's nothing there, and you want to start from everything from scratch. So this is a section, so just click here and just drag and drop it here. If you double click that, you can just you would change its color and all that. So I'll just put some color so that you would know what am I doing. So this is one section, and so in here I want to add text. Let's say I want to write my webinar name, so it would be webinar name here, for instance, and then if I click on that, I can just play around with the font. Right, then I want to write some more information about, for example, just one or two lines, what's the webinar is about. So how to dash without dash, for example. Then just you can add these is text box, just add those text boxes and you can write whatever you want to. And then let's say I want to add an image, for example. You can put it here as well, so just click on this part, if the image would be there, then you can add one image. Of course you'll have to play around to make it much more good looking. You just have to play around with the font and everything. I'm just telling you the functionality. Then if you want to stretch the section, for example, just do it like this, and then you can put one image here. Just click on replace and upload whatever you want to. That way, and if you, let's say if you want to have multiple sections in here, just click on the section again, drag and drop, So there's one more, and now if I double click this, let's give it as a yellow colors. And of course, I mean, just putting the colors just to so that you can clearly see what am I doing and where am I doing it. So let's say there's image, then I would write something, what is that they're going to learn in this program. Then I would again pull this text box and I'll write what is that they're going to learn. Then I want to keep a button. So in our case, we'll not be clicking on using the button here. We want to take information, right? So we'll go here, click on static forms. So this is a static form. Let me just change the color so that it's visible. So it says, let's take red for example, pink. Okay. So here it says your name, information, and all that stuff. So let's say we want to keep it like this. So you can just stretch it and place it the way you want it to be. Now let's say if I want to add mobile number, so just click on web forms, and in get response this I faced one problem, especially with mobile field. So in case if you want people to, it's mandatory for them to register their name, so you'll have to just put this thing on. And we also have email, right? Right, email is by default there, you cannot do anything about it. So what I would do is I would use comment section. Comment means you can write whatever you want to, and I'll make it as, let's say, mandatory, and I'll just go in here, I'll just write mobile, please ignore the typos, and then I can just play around with the sizes, so that, and this is again mandatory. So this is a comment box actually, because in comment box you can write anything you want to. Usually the one problem I faced was when you put phone as a custom field. So they do have a option for phone in here, you can see. The problem was taking numbers, international numbers with their country code and everything was getting difficult. So I recommend use it. That's the hack, you can use it, and that's it, like that is how you create a form. So now like you can use sections to create different colors and areas, how to add images, how to add text, and you have to just repeat the process, and the more you practice, the more aesthetic you can make it. And then there's a thank you page, repeat the same process again. You can say something like, thank you for signing up here, signing up for the webinar, here's the link to join, or whatever instruction you want to give on the thank you page, you can do that. There's one more thing you have to do is, as you can see here, this is for mobile version of the site, of this page. So this is desktop version of this page. If you click here on the mobile version, you'll have to basically make sure on mobile it looks good. So as you can see, the page looks quite good, quite neat on the mobile. Sometimes it would not be so neat, you just have to drag and drop things again so that it looks good on the mobile as well. Like that's it. So with thank you page, for example, I just want to make sure, you can just play around, just click on the mobile version first, and you would see, like, you can, if in case it is not properly aligned, just make sure it looks good on the mobile as well. So that's it. In the next video I'm going to share how is that you can connect these landing pages with the email list and the domain. But then as soon as you're done with the creation of the pages, adding those testimonials and everything, just click on save and exit.